Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Krubally again. I was just sitting in my garage watching my TV, reading some Facebook post, and all of a sudden I ran into a press release that is communicating Mamma Kandeh's diaspora, GDC diaspora organization. And it really dawned on me because I've been having a lot of conversation about GDC. I just wanted to ask a question to the GDC folks. Who checked Mamma Kandeh's record? This is a guy that came out of nowhere, and wants to be the president of our country. We don't know his educational background. We don't know what Mamma Kandeh has done. And all of a sudden, we're convinced that he is capable of leading our country. Mamma Kandeh had an opportunity, folks, a rare opportunity that very few citizens would ever have, that is to be a member of parliament. What did he do? Let's ask ourselves, what did Mamma Kandeh do to deserve to be the president of the country? What is his educational experience? What is his background, education? Nobody knows. Is he a college graduate? Is he a high school graduate? We need to ask these questions. Where was Mamma Kandeh 3 months after he initially announced that he was going to run for office? Where did he go? Where is the money coming from? Did Mamma Kandeh mortgage our country to run for president? I think these are decent questions that need to be asked before they go out there and start asking for money from Gambians. Lawyer Dabo is an experienced lawyer, a decent citizen, somebody who understands our constitution. Halifa Sallah lived in that country, understands the constitution, educated with a lot of experience and a plan. Hamad Ba has a business. He has proven. He lived in the country and he has at least participated. All we know of Mamma Kandeh is that he is a former MP for Jimara who fell out with the Ajame and came on the scenes. Listen, ladies, I know I am going to get a lot of flack, ladies and gentlemen, for saying what I'm saying here. But after 21 years of oppression, we'll be done if we are just going to blindly let somebody that we don't know anything about come here and tell us that he can be our leader. I think it is actually very irresponsible under this dictatorship for anybody to start a political party, given that people are being killed, raped, tortured, our people are poor, the education system is failing, no Medicare, and none of these political party leaders can guarantee the freedom of their supporters. Mamma Kandeh came out with Tina Fall. Where's Tina Fall? What is he doing? Ever since Tina Fall, one of his #1 supporters, was arrested, did he say anything in public? What is he doing? When are we going to hold these people responsible? That if you want to be a political leader, it comes with a responsibility. I don't know about you guys, folks. I am not willing to have another person lead me who I don't know anything about, or a high school graduate like Yaya Jammeh. Because if they don't know what they're doing, they don't have experience, they end up failing and becoming dictators and refusing to leave power. You cannot negotiate with somebody who has no educational background or a foundation of what it means to work in a group. Mama fell out with Yaya. Mama had an opportunity as a National Assembly member. What has he done? What did he stand for? What changed? Let's ask ourselves those questions. What changed? What schools did Mama graduate from? What did he do in Parliament? When he left Parliament, what did he do? All we know is that he graduated from school. I'm not even sure. I know he went to primary school. He went to the same primary school with me. But that's all we know. Then he traveled to Germany and started helping folks back home, and all of a sudden APRC tapped into him as an opportunity to fill somebody in Jimara, and he did. Let Mama tell us what happened in Jimara. Jimara is divided. It is divided right now. Mamma cannot even win his own constituency. Why would we trust Mamma with our nation after 21 years of dictatorship, failed governance? Why would we trust it with somebody who has no experience, no education, comes out of nowhere with a boatload of money, campaigning for the highest office in the nation? And we are gung-ho, running around saying he's the next president, that he is the right person. And all of a sudden we forget about Ousainou Darboe, Halifa Sallah, and all these other experienced people. It's something that responsible people should ask, a question that should be asked, so that the Diaspora International GDC group needs to tell us these things. You cannot blindly just come and field a candidate and expect us to support him for no reason without telling us. So I'm challenging all of those people, including my good friend Elijah Sow, who is the chief fundraiser, who is going out there asking for people for money. And Elijah is doing a good job going back, talking with people, but he needs to be honest with us. Why are you collecting money for Mamma Kandeh? Who is Mamma Kandeh? What school did he graduate from? What did he do? When he was in parliament, what did he do? What really happened for his fallout with Jammeh? Because most of the bad laws that we are currently fighting was something that Mamma supported. I know Mamma more than most of those people that are behind him right now. But I also don't want to blindly support Mamma. I want Mamma to prove to us that he is capable of leading our nation. And he needs to tell us, because he is spending millions of dollars. Where did that money come from? Money that no other political party had spent within a short period of time. Where did the money come from? There's a lot of questions and no answers. So I am challenging everybody that is supporting Mamma to tell us that. I don't hate Mamma. If anything, I should be cheering for him because I know him. But coming from a poor nation with a broken system, 21 years of oppression, I am not comfortable supporting somebody who I don't know his educational background. I don't know his experience. All I know is he used to be a member of parliament for the regime that we're trying to change. He fell out with them, and now he wants to run for office, but nobody knows anything, and he's not willing to answer any questions. And we have people that never believed in elections before, all of a sudden, want to go the electoral route. What changed, folks? What changed? I wanted to ask that question. And also talk about a little bit about Banka Mane. I had a conversation with Banka yesterday, a very emotional one. The guy is strong, but he's left us to go serve time. That could have been any one of us, because none of us can guarantee that if you were included in that plan, that you would not support it. Because Yaya has killed our people, he has raped our people, and we're willing to do anything. So where Banka is sitting today, it could have been me, you, or anybody. So we must remember that he sacrificed a lot. And this is why we must continue to demand for change and not settle for anything. It is easier to just settle for something right now because we're desperate. But why do we want to go to elections with somebody who's raped our people, tortured our people, insulted our people, stole from us? We just got the results of the examinations, primary school examinations, the worst. And we want to go to a fifth term to give that guy even an opportunity to lead our country? Let's ask our questions. Just because we're desperate doesn't mean that we have to settle for anything. We have to ask the right questions before it is too late. The questions we didn't ask 21 years ago when Yaya came on board. We just want to change. The same thing now, we just want change, and we're willing to take anything. But people like me, I will ask those questions. Where did the money come from? Because there is allegations, and we know there's people out there that are willing to sponsor people to take over or campaign and fight for that position because they want benefits in our country. Folks, let's not blindly support anybody that shows up. Where is the money? We know that our opposition parties are broke. Where did Mama get the millions of dollars that he used? If you ask him, he said, don't worry about the money part. I got that. Did he mortgage our country? Was it his own savings? Was the savings in our country? Was it outside? Where is it coming from? There are questions that needs to be asked. Responsible citizens ask responsible questions. Khalifa doesn't have the kind of money that Mama is spending. Lawyer Dabo never had it. That's why UDP was not able to do a mass campaign all these years. We all know they're all financially broke. Lawyer Dabo is sponsoring it, and we know where that money is coming from. Khalifa, we all know they've been running newspapers, and they don't really tour the country like Mama did. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, millions of dollars being spent. The new kid, but nobody wants to ask questions. And then all of a sudden, we have some decent people, like my colleague, Elijah Sow. And I keep calling Elijah Sow's name because he is now part of them. And Elijah is not shy to come out and tell us or speak to us and answer these questions. He has been someone who has always challenged everybody and anything out there. So it is time that we hold Elijah Sow, GDC, and the international body responsible to come out and tell us something about Mamma Kandeh beyond the flashiness that we see, beyond the rhetoric. Tell us, where did that money come from? What have you done? What schools have you attended? What plans do you have to move our nation forward? There has been a lot of mess has happened the last 21 years. How does Mama plan on addressing this? Don't jump on Mama's bandwagon, folks. You don't know him. The people we know is Khalifa. People we know is Lawyer Dabo, Ahmad Ba. These people have proven that they're fighters. They fought with Kandeh, and all of a sudden Kandeh comes and we want to forget these people? That's wrong. That's not how sensible people think. That would not happen in the United States. Candidates are vetted. We have not done that vetting process. We're desperate, I understand that. But we should not just settle for anything that comes. And for Lawyer Dabo, he's in jail, senior citizen, convicted. And I understand now all of a sudden there's a body that is engaging the government to have some discussions. My question to them, did you question these people before? Did you try to engage the government before he was convicted? Why all of a sudden do you want to have private meetings with a government that convicted one of our senior politicians, a senior citizen, responsible citizen, for simply coming out asking for electoral reforms? Simply coming out to ask for electoral reforms. He gets convicted for 3 months. And you think you're safe campaigning in that country? That could have been you. Those people that are following you, how many of them died? How many of them got imprisoned? How many of them got tortured? What have you done for them? Lawyer Dabo at least stood up. My position is to challenge these people. If I were a leader of a political party, if I ever have that opportunity, I will not sit and not speak against the death of citizens happening, rapes happening, citizens coming out each time. All they can do is write. Anybody can give excuses, believe me. They can give us a bunch of excuses, but the fact remains that our leaders have failed us. They have failed Lawyer Dabo, and we as a people do have some responsibility to take. And with that responsibility, I have chosen to not only continue to speak and keep Lawyer Dabo's name alive, because he did what we wanted to do, what we wanted him to do, all of us. We all challenged him. We call him a coward. I was included. When he found a reason, he went out. So now all of a sudden we want to forget him in jail? Unless Lawyer Dabo comes out and says it's okay to go to elections, unless Lawyer Dabo comes out and gives a different statement, I will continue to say we have betrayed him. We cannot assume that that's what he wants us to do. I don't know what the plans are. But right now, we are enabling Yaya. It's like an abusive relationship. We're like that victim that doesn't have any confidence to walk away because we have been abused, but we're not brave enough. We're not secure enough to walk away from the relationship and tell Yaya Jammeh, we're not going to play with you, and send a very strong message to say we're not going to give you a fifth term. You've had enough opportunities. You need to answer to the questions of the killings, the mismanagement, before we go into elections with you. So that is my point. I'm a citizen like all of you. We all have different, takes on our nation at this point. And I challenge you, let's keep the conversation going. But let Mama come out and tell us where those millions of dollars come from. His educational background. What is his plan? Let him make rounds to all the networks, like OJ is doing, like Ahmad Ba did, like Lawyer Dabo did. That's the least we ask. And let him tell us, what is he going to do about Tina Fowle? Because your supporters are your responsibility. If they put their life on the line for you and they're arrested, what are you doing about Tina Fowle? Are we just going to continue on campaigning and not worry when people get arrested or get killed? It would have been nice to see all the opposition parties come out and say enough. It is not nice, my friends, when leaders and responsible politicians, senior citizens, see citizens being killed, and the only excuse they have is to say, they never told me they were going out. I am speaking out, not because anybody told me to, because I find it within me that it is the right thing to do. It is the responsible thing to do as a citizen of the Gambia, to speak against oppression, injustice, and the dictatorship. I chose to do that because I'm a Gambian. I'm fighting for Solo. He didn't tell me he was going out. I'm fighting for him because he's a decent Gambian citizen who found it within him to go fight for electoral reforms without a gun. When people took guns and went, everybody said, that's wrong. Let's try the political route, or let's try the normal route. Lawyer Dabo goes out. He gets arrested. So it's one of those relationships. We can continue to deceive the people one more time, that we can go to elections, and Yaya will make us believe we go to elections, he beats us. He gets 5 years, we can't cry anything. Then he will come back again, abuse people, and we're going to be angry. We go back to the same old people again. Complain, demonstrate. 5 years later again, they will give us the same excuse. We need to end the cycle, folks. And the cycle can only end one way, by saying enough of the dictatorship, enough of the tyranny, enough of this theft. We're not going to play with you, Yaya. The only way we're going to have elections in that nation is when you, Yaya Jammeh, don't participate. Believe me, if we do that, Yaya will listen to us. If we do that, Yaya will respect us. I just thought I would just come and do that. But in a nutshell, GDC International, tell us Mamma Kandeh's educational experience, his record in Parliament. Where did he get that money from? It's a lot of money. If it was just a little bit, we wouldn't be questioning, but that's millions of dollars. And some of us suspect that he has mortgaged our country. It is now his responsibility to come out and tell us that it's not the case. Before you jump on people like us, let him come and answer the question, because we may know something that you really don't know, folks. Thank you so much, and let the conversation continue.